If you really, really want it, yeah, all you gotta do is get up on the heels out. You know what I'm talking about. You know what's going on. And the heels out. All I want is for you. You to comment down below, will you? For you I'll make a sacrifice. Alright, Big Glow. The Glorilla got us talking up in this piece about relationships. Should you go half on a relationship? Half on everything, half on a baby, half on a half on half on half. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it right now. So basically, I would say that I'll be the first one to say that I have definitely been in a relationship where I went 50-50. And to be honest, most relationships that I've been in have been 50-50 if I was with them. And neither one of them was what I wanted. Neither one of them was what I expected. It was kind of like I was going through the motions and tolerating them. And was I really happy with what I was doing at the time? I was, but would I rather have been like a housewife, stay-at-home wife? Yeah, me, yeah. Now, there are some women out there who love to work, love a challenge, love to stay busy, love to do the masculine role, love to be manly, love to say they can do anything a man can do and better. Of course, those women are going to want to work. Yeah. And no, I'm not saying that you never work or you never want to work just because a man is willing to provide the necessities of a home like most men are expected to do. However, there's some women who don't fit the narrative of a traditional housewife, and there are some men who don't fit the narrative of traditional providers. So at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the times. And with the prices going up and up on houses, up and up on real estate, up and up on everything, I feel like people are just really out here surviving the best way they can. And I feel like a lot of people even get into relationships just for that fact, because they are surviving the best that they can, regardless if they really like the person or want to be with that person. They really just want to split the bills. Like, they want to lessen their burdens. And I've even stayed with a person before because I liked the fact that I had that extra money. But in reality, if it wasn't for that, I really didn't see that much value in them, because we would argue, they would get on my nerves majority of the time. And I feel like that's what causes a lot of people to be in relationships, pursue relationships, is the fact that they are getting something from the relationship. And that's why a lot of relationships do not last, because it's not built behind love and tradition. Because guess what? A man considering himself as a provider is a different definition, a different kind of stereotype. And go to my video about men being providers, because, it may give you some insight. But in detail, when we are looking at a provider, who do we consider to be a provider? A man. Do we have many providers in this world today? I mean, they are there, but a lot of times they're making more money than what the middle class are making. Okay, now there are some men who do feel like they need to take care of their household and that the woman can hold it down behind the scenes and this and that. But then there's some men who think that's crazy and expect the woman to do just the same thing that they do, no more, no less. Okay, so it really kind of depends on the relationship you're in. But for me, as I've gotten older and then realized that some men out there do believe that they are the provider, and I remember not really knowing what the word provider was. I thought when you go 50-50, the man was still considered the provider because he was, I don't know, because most of the men bring in more money, most of the time. But at the end of the day, as I've gotten older, I realized provider means you're taking care of the household. You're holding down the financial needs of the household. You're making sure that there's a roof over your family's head, clothes on your family's back. Like, To me, that's the definition of a provider. And when I look back to Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Man, or Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, he did say that when a man reaches a certain age, they do want to be the provider. And that's one way they show their love. And I've heard that that's the way a man shows his love, is to provide for his family. So with that being said, and you hear from somebody who is definitely in love with the woman he's with and is over a certain age, it makes you look at a relationship differently. So if your man is not providing for you, meaning your essential needs and the things you need in the life, does he really love you? Does he really care for you? Does he really value you as a person? Or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that a man should stop a woman from work. Like, if she wants to do that, she loves to do that, then fine. Like, of course, a man should be supportive of that. I'm talking about the man that's like, you're not supposed to sit here all day on your butt or whatever. Like, I want you to go work. Like, those type of men, I don't consider that a provider. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a time in your relationship that you don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about, I don't feel like as a woman you should have to work, especially if you're doing the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the taking care of the kids, making sure your husband comes home to a nice space. Because there are some women out there that bring a lot of heck and a lot of stress and a lot of drama into a man's life. I don't feel like those type of women need to be provided for. I'm talking about if you are giving back to your man just as much as he's giving back to you. And not using the person you're with. Because I feel like a lot of men do that as well, because they realize a lot of women are out there to use them, abuse them, and so forth and so on. And some of them even cheat and all this other stuff. But that's a different story, because I realize there are some men out there who are willing to do that, because mostly because they have money. And like I said again, the cost of living has gone up, so I understand why people have to work so hard, because they want to keep up with the certain look of having this or having that. But at the end of the day, you can survive with just a roof over your head. You don't have to be the best of the best, but you can survive. And I feel like some people feel like they gotta outdo their friends or their neighbors or their relatives by having more than, or looking like they have this or that, when they really gotta bust their butt to keep up that appearance. Now, you comment down below, what do you feel about that? Like, I feel like you can provide in any home. Like, you don't have to provide in a home that's $1,000,000. Like, you still can be a provider in a home that's $30,000. It just depends on what you want to go, because you could take a home like that, build it up, this will make it into a home. But if you're looking at the fact that of aesthetic or way something looks and how you want to be portrayed on social media or Instagram or whatever, then yeah, you may want to go to higher means, and you need somebody else to help you get there, because most jobs do not pay above a certain salary. And so yeah, you need somebody to help you. Now, I'm not saying that I want a man to just start off taking care of me, this and that. And dating scene, I feel like, oh yeah, if I need to pay for my own meal, or if one day I want to treat him out, that's cool. But even with that being said, I know that there are men out there who won't let a woman pay for anything. And to me, I feel like that's more attractive to me. And I'm always be wanting that from my man, regardless if I do pay her this and this and that. I'ma always want the man to be like, oh, baby, I got it. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that's your protector, that's your provider, that's the man that has you. So I'm not saying that I would not like it or not put up with it, but I'ma always want the latter, the man who's the provider, the man that's handling his own, he got it, That's just more attractive, more sexy, and it causes me as a woman to want to be more submissive to a man that got it like that. But like I said, and as I've gotten older, I realized that I feel like that's a way a man is going to show you they really, really care for you. So often in society, we end up with a man that's a FN, like he doesn't really care about you. And I'm trying to be FNF, meaning I want to skip that step and go to the man who really wants to be there for me genuinely. And true enough, you can't really buy love, but it definitely helps. And if I find a man who has me in every aspect, where I don't have to stress about this, stress about that, and how is this bill going to be paid, like, it's just more appealing. And I feel like that's a way a man is going to truly show you that he really is down for you. But like I said, due to the circumstance, a lot of times that's harder. But I feel like if you start letting a man let you pay for everything, have or whatever, he's gonna disrespect you, or he's not gonna value you deeply. Because I feel like that's a test. Find out what a man is willing to do for your love, for your affection, for your attention, and you'll be surprised. If he says, "Nah, I want you to go half on everything," to me, I feel like that's a red flag. You need to run or rethink the situation, or figure out if y'all can build a situation where maybe there can be change in the future or not. Because I feel like a man that's willing to do that will be willing to do whatever just to survive, just to get by, and doesn't really value you as a woman. They just value you as a way up. And that's a little tea on my part. Y'all can take it or leave it, but I definitely have found this to be true. In my part, in my opinion, that's how I feel. But of course, I feel like a woman should be able to contribute to the household if she's doing something she loves, starting her own business or whatever. I don't see nothing wrong with it, especially if it helps overall.
Why you gonna do me like that? DK his ass, we out, we out. DK his out, we out, we out. Why you gonna do me like that? Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now. When the party's they lit, it's hard to leave, gotta leave, hard to leave to his house. Gotta leave, gotta leave, gotta leave to his house. Stay up, stay lit, stay lit. You a vibe, you a vibe, you a vibe right now. You a vibe, you a vibe, you a vibe right now. Don't have to go home. But you gotta get the hit gone out the door. Gotta get the home hit gone out the door. Until next time I see you, let's go.